to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sylvie and today I've got another video for you. As August is over and finally September will begin, and with September comes also the fall season and I can't wait for it. I decided to participate to two different readathons. But before starting today's video, let's see how August went. As August is almost over, because I'm filming this 2 days before the end of the month, well, all I can tell you is that I tried to challenge myself with these. So I read, some of them, but definitely I will not be able to read all of them. And I'm currently reading the third and last book in the Grisha trilogy, but I don't know what I will be able to read before the end of the month. But now let's move to September TBR. So as I just mentioned, I'd like to participate to some readathons. The first one is a Bookoplathon that was created by Becca from Becca and the Books channel, and it will be a month long, so for all September. And the second one is the new Magical Readathon created by G from Book Roast channel. The first part it will be this year in September, but then the Academia atmosphere will begin in April 2022. As I'm not really able to explain readathons, I highly recommend you to go below on the description box where I've linked all these readathons, and you will have a direct explanation from the creators. So for September TBR, I want to do the Becca's Bookoplathon, always spin my roulette, and try to fit at least 2 books for the novice path from the Magical Readathon. So without any further ado, let's get started. I started with Becca's Bookoplathon because I thought that it was better, and what will happen in the Bookoplathon will lead my choices for the roulette. Let's see how Bookoplathon went. So here we are, book lovers. Here is my Becca's Bookoplathon round. As I don't have any printer, this is the digital board. About the community shelf and chance cards, I have a list for both of them, so we will see if I will land on them. My counter today is this little cute horse that is a kind of a souvenir from my trip in Sweden, so I put here on the go. I'm ready with my 2 6-sided dice, so let's go with round number 1. A TBR vet. And now roll number 2. New. And now roll number 3. It's a spooky. Roll number 4. Last letter, first letter. And hopefully our last roll, roll number 5. POC wrap. And we are back. So as you've seen, I was so lucky to manage just 5 rolls and no double happened, so very happy about this. And I will just give you a very quick summary of all the prompts that came out during the Bookoplathon round. And then we will move to our Roulette Tbr with its spin and see if I can combine the Bookoplathon with the roulette and hopefully find something that will fit with the novice path. So the first roll gave us TBR vet, which means simply that I have to pick a book that was very long on my TBR. We will see what will happen, because also the roulette has something in its pocket. And the second roll landed on new, and new means that it could be a new author for me, a new purchase, anything that for you fit as new. Third roll landed on spooky, and with spooky it's perfect because fall is coming, so all the spooky season coziness, pumpkin spice latte season is almost here, and I'm really happy to try and fit at least one spooky book for September. Roll number 4 landed on last letter, first letter, and basically it means that the last letter on the previous book that I will add to my TBR has to be the first letter of the next book. And the last roll number 5, landed on a POC representation. It means a person of color representation, so we will see what I will pick for this one. Hopefully the roulette will be nice to me, otherwise this month TBR will be very, very long. Before starting and spin our roulette for September TBR, I'd like also to inform you that I really hope to be able to fit all the books and the prompts in September, because next month I'm going to spend 2 weeks on vacation, and even though I'd like to bring with me some books, I highly hope that they won't be like, you know, chunky books, for example. And now let's spin our roulette for the first time. For September Roulette Tbr, I'd like to use the same numbers that appeared during the Bookoplathon round. So I'm going to bet these 5 numbers that are 3 red, 4 black, 5 red, 9 red, and 11 black. I really hope that there will be a black color majority and odd numbers majority. Spin number 1. 18 red, and the ball landed on 18 red, and its third prompt is wild card, so a book that I know nothing about. And for this reason, I'd like also to combine one of the Bookoplathon prompt that was a spooky read, and I'm speaking about We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. I know that this is a kind of a gothic, spooky classic for the genre. The only thing that I know is what I've just said. I know nothing about this book, its plot, so we will see how it will go. And now, spin number 2. Spin number 2. 28 black, and this time the ball landed on 28 black, and its first prompt is a standalone. And as I'd like to combine as much as possible with the Bookoplathon prompts, I decided to include the TBR vet prompt from the Readathon. And well, this is a book that you've seen on this channel multiple times, and you've just saw it on today's video, and I'm speaking about Little Women, Louisa May Alcott. Yeah, I was supposed to read this in August, but I didn't have a chance to grab this book, and I really want to try it. Maybe there's a curse on this book, because I always really want to try and finish this book, but I never got the chance. Fingers crossed, this will be the right and last time that I will pick this one out. And now, spin number 3. Spin number 3. 29 black. Maybe I've jinxed myself, because The ball this time landed on 29 black, and 29 black, if you know Booklovers, is a number that is always present on this TBR game, and now it's a new prompt. The third prompt is a big size book, and normally it means for me more than 400 pages, but as I just told you, I'm going on vacation for 2 weeks. I don't have a lot of time, as also I'm back at work, so I've cheated a little bit, but you know, my game, my rules, and this time I really need to grab as many short books as possible, and this one fits also the POC representation prompt from the Bookoplathon, and I'm speaking about The Sun is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. This is a YA contemporary romance, and one of the two main characters is a Jamaican girl, so the POC representation, and this I think is like 350 pages long, so I cheated a little bit, but bear with me please for this time. And now spin number 4. Spin number 4. $33 black. So the ball this time landed on 33 red, and its first prompt is spin again. So, well, another quick clip from the roulette round. Spin number 5. Red, and the new round landed on 14 red, and its first prompt was pick a number from a random generator and read the corresponding book. This time I was stretched again a little bit, because I've also wanted to include the first letter prompt from the Bookoplathon, and I've reached more or less the right book, and I'm speaking about Rosa Parks by Maria Paola Pesce and Matteo Mancini. This is an Italian graphic novel about Rosa Parks' life, and I really wanted to try it and finally have a chance to know more about Rosa Parks' life. And for the Bookoplathon, the previous one was The Sun is Also a Star and Rosa Parks, so I managed to include also this a little bit peculiar prompt. Our last spin, spin number 5, and our last spin, spin number 6. $20 black, and finally the ball landed on 20 black, and its first prompt is a beautiful cover. As just one prompt from the Bookoplathon was left, I decided to combine these two, because I'm going to read The Joy Luck Club by Amy Tan. This has a very beautiful cover. I have never seen it around the book community. It is also a new book, because I've recently purchased it from a second-hand website. To know what it is about, I'd like also to read what it says on the back cover, because it says, "For almost 40 years, the members of the Joy Luck Club have met to play mahjong, eat Chinese delicacies, and grab about their children. Now one of those women has died, and it's up to her daughter to take her place, to learn her mother's secret story and those of the other women who left China too." These are the books that I'm going, hopefully, to read during September. Now let's see how it will work for the Magical Readathon. In order to participate to the Magical Readathon, you are supposed to prove yourself at least with 2 books for the novice path in order to enter the Aurelium Academy. Let's see if I will manage to be able to fit at least 2 books from my September TBR, because the deadline for this novice path is exactly the same, so until the end of September, so next month. So with Ashton 3, the prompt is a book that keeps tempting you or on top of your TBR. If we search a little bit, I think that the Joy Luck Club is really tempting me, because this book tempted me, I think, a couple of months ago, and now finally I've got it, and I needed to read it. So this one goes perfectly. And then we have The Mist of Solitude, and the prompt is read a standalone. And I think that all the books from my September TBR are standalones, so there are no problems. So successfully the second task has been taken, and I think that We Have Always Lived in the Castle can correspond to Ruin of the Sky, because its prompt was read a book featuring ghosts, haunted house or other supernatural elements. And if I'm wrong on this, it may be the perfect answer for Obsidian Falls prompt, which was read a thriller or a mystery book. I think that I will be successful to prove myself in the novice path, and fingers crossed about the Magical Readathon as well as the Bookoplathon. Another information about the Magical Readathon is on your own character, so you needed to give it a kind of a background, a province and a heritage. And for this I'm very lucky, because the deadline this time is April 2022. This means that I have plenty of time to decide what kind of character I'd like to build for my Magical Readathon participation. Starting from September, pay attention for each roulette round, because maybe I will be able to fulfill these prompts about my character for the Magical Readathon. But now let's continue to see how the roulette went this time. So as none of the numbers that were chosen by the roulette were one of my numbers, I haven't gained any money. But now let's see how it went with the majorities. About the color majority, I was right, because the majority were black numbers. So money mag! Another coin of 5 euros value into my money mag. But about the majority of numbers, I was wrong. The majority were even numbers, which means TBR deck. So let's shuffle this a little bit. Let's see what the cards have for me this time. And on the top of the cards we have 7 of Hearts. So let's see what corresponds to this card. On the top of the list from the 7 of Hearts, the first title was Little Women. So I think that the roulette is telling me that I really need to finish this book. So I really hope to be able to finally read this book, because guys, we need to get it over, right? So just to give you a quick view again on what I should read, these are the 5 books that I meant to read, so fingers crossed, and I hope to be able to finish all of them. But that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to know how the roulette works, I leave above in the cards a playlist, so you will know all the rules and how these past months went. If you're still here, let me know down in the comments with the leaves emoji. If you liked this video, please leave a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and be a member of this fantastic family of book lovers. But also, I can't wait to read your comments down below about what you are going to read if you participate to these readathons or other readathons, if you have read any of today's books and what your own thoughts about. And I will wait for you in the next video. Ciao!